After that incredible twist that got me gasping at the end of episode 2, the Gilded Age is about to return with another episode. This time, it's titled Head to Head, and it shows how the opera war heats up along with the Bertha-Turner situation that obviously turned into another open war. Let's see what will happen in episode 3. Here's the synopsis. As the opera war heats up, an unlikely guest attends Bertha's Met fundraiser, while Agnes backs Mrs. Astor's effort to preserve the Academy's dominance. Meanwhile, Peggy offers to travel with Mr. Fortune to Alabama to cover a story about the Tuskegee Institute. Ada organizes a special luncheon for Mr. Forte, George attempts to sway Henderson, and Watson considers an offer. Both the synopsis and the trailer indicate that Bertha hosts a fundraiser at her house for the Metropolitan Opera. One unlikely guest appears to cause trouble, and of course, that is no one other than Turner. Adelaide's face when she realizes Turner is a guest is priceless. George, on the other hand, doesn't think Bertha should host her old maid in her house, but Bertha thinks Turner's husband is an important man and his support for the Met would mean a lot for Bertha's cause. But the trailer shows that Bertha is actually threatening Turner with exposure if she doesn't support the Met. I honestly don't know how to feel about this storyline. One part of me says this is a taste of Bertha's own medicine. Since the beginning of the series, she has been doing everything in her power to get accepted by society. She also came from nothing and rose to money by marrying a self-made man. It's ironic how the way Mrs. Astor sees Bertha is the exact way how Bertha sees Turner now. I just know that regardless of what happens with the opera storyline, the fact that Turner tried to sleep with George will come out. In fact, that could even be revealed in this episode, as the trailer has a scene where Bertha is walking away from George as she cries. There's no way that remains a secret. Yet, I don't see how outing that would benefit them both. It would definitely be the end for Turner, but Bertha would also be humiliated. I'm curious to see what will happen. We also know that while Bertha is raising money for the Met, Mrs. Astor will be making her own plans to preserve the Academy's dominance. I'm actually pretty psyched about this because I really want to see the extent of Mrs. Astor's power and dominance in society. Like I said before, she's supposed to be at the top of society, but we haven't seen that so far. She needs to prove that she's a worthy opponent. One person that will help her is Mr. McAllister. One funny shot of the trailer shows him running from the Russell house towards the Van Ryn household. He's probably trying to attend both meetings on the same day. It has been no secret that he is playing both sides. I even think he deliberately wanted Mrs. Blaine to meet Larry so that they would get together. McAllister could easily use that against Bertha. The synopsis says Peggy will go to Tuskegee with Mr. Fortune. Does that mean she's leaving her job at 61st Street? After Agnes's threat, I thought Miss Armstrong would stop hating on Peggy, but she might not have learned her lesson yet. Or maybe Peggy is just leaving for a few days and Agnes is okay with that. In one scene of the trailer, she's crying as her mother stands next to her. I think this is the scene where her mother objects to her going to Tuskegee. The slavery had ended a little over a decade ago, but the place may not be completely safe for Peggy, and that might worry her mother. As long as she's with Mr. Fortune, I don't think there will be a problem. I like the fact that Peggy is trying to make a name for herself. Everyone has different ambitions in this series. George wants more money, Bertha wants more influence, and Peggy just wants more independence. I think she might be the only person who deserves what she wants, well, at least among the names I counted. It's never too late for love, and you know it. In episodes 1 and 2, we saw Ada being clearly interested in Mr. Forte, the new rector. In this one, she organizes a special luncheon for the man. I don't know how Agnes will react to this. Wait, I actually do. She will need a lot of wine.
More wine will definitely.
I'm afraid this season Julian Fellows will do something that makes me hate George. His fight against the Union of Workers is going to get brutal. In episode 3, he will meet with the union leader face to face. I don't think the man will budge though. This will show us how far George can go to get what he wants. I'm scared of what's to come. The synopsis also mentions Watson considering an offer. I wonder if Mr. McNeil offers Watson money to leave town and never show his face. If someone learned his wife was the daughter of a footman, his reputation would go down the drain. So offering him money for his silence is the best option for Mr. McNeil, although I don't think Watson will accept. I am especially curious about the reaction of Bertha as she learns about Turner's true nature. How will her relationship with George will be affected by this is my true concern. I cannot wait to see how she handles this. That's all I have about episode 3. What do you think will happen with the Turner situation? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe to next season for more videos like this, and see you soon.